Africa's fintech sector is booming despite global funding constraints. A new report from the European Investment Bank reveals how digital finance is outpacing traditional banking, with 1,263 African companies now reshaping financial services across the continent. A remarkable leap from just 454 years ago. Mobile networks now enable banking services such as opening bank accounts, deposits, withdrawals and loans from a single handset, driving economic growth and enhancing access. But this progress also opens doors to scams, as seen in Tanzania, where technology has ensured a better financial inclusion. Let's dive into the story. For over 9 years, Ramdani Togolani has served as a bank agent, assisting more than 100 customers daily. He highlights how bank agencies have made it easier for people to access their money regardless of location.
The majority of our clients are government and private sector officials who receive their monthly payments between the 20th and 10th of each month. Business people, however, use our services daily. As a result, bank agency operations are especially busy during this period.
Togolani views financial inclusion as a gateway to employment opportunities, noting that many young people have found jobs in the financial sector. However, he acknowledges the persistent issue of fraud.
The biggest challenge we face is scammers. We are constantly looking for ways to avoid their traps. Banks often invite us to seminars to educate us on how scammers operate, such as sending fraudulent texts. Even the police send us alerts to keep us informed.
For customers like Tobias Musalu, bank agency services offer a sense of security. Before using these services, he stored his money at home in a small box where it was vulnerable.
I prefer using bank agents because my money always enters through banks. So if I have my bank account, it has been easy for withdraw my money anywhere. When I see the agencies, I use them to have my money in my hands mostly. That's why I prefer to use bank agents.
In contrast, Ms. Sekela Richard, a tailor for over 5 years, finds mobile money services more convenient because of their accessibility.
Since 5 years ago, when I started my business, I've been using mobile phone transaction services because it is efficient and convenient for me. It's easy because the services are near wherever I am. I can get the services, and when you're dealing with money, you really need to have a proper way of storing the money and the proper way to actually do transaction formally for reference. So having my money stored within my home or my business place was risky because it's easy if anything happens like robbery or any other issue that may lead for me to lose my money. It's hard for me to track or to get a reference or to be able to get it back quickly.
Despite growing competition in the financial sector, Catherine Rutange, head of agency banking at CRDB Bank, sees demand continuing to rise. She believes the vision should extend beyond competition, ensuring all Tanzanians have access to affordable and reliable financial services. CRDB Bank is prioritizing rural areas where access to financial services is still limited.
When you are looking at rural areas, for us, we are following the cash corridors. So in rural area, there are certain economic activity that are happening on on their day-to-day lives. So what we do, we are providing services that are going to allow us to engage and work with them and assist them to access those services that they do on a daily basis. Let's say most people from rural areas are agriculturists. So we went far ahead and create some accounts that will be catering for that particular segment of customers.
These free farms accounts have become increasingly popular in rural areas, reversing a long-standing lack of access to financial services. Enhancing financial inclusion in these regions could unlock significant opportunities. According to the 2022 Tanzania census, 40 million of the country's 61 million people live in rural areas. With mobile phone penetration at 83.66% in 2023, this well-connected rural population could be a key driver of Tanzania's economic development.